Welcome to the Trading Lounge and the Day Ahead Report. And here we're looking at the Dow Jones on a daily chart. And look, just for the bigger picture, what we're kind of looking at is we're looking for 5 waves up from this particular low through here, which we think we've got in place now. And we can see the market coming off from last night, and we'd be looking for a corrective pullback into here, and then we'd be looking for further upside through there. So this corrective pattern through here obviously is going to take out some of our stops on our long trades, even though that the US markets may pull back and the and the UK markets and so forth pull back. The Australian markets, with say CBA sort of leading to the upside, still has further to go to the upside. The index itself will be still sitting around the 4,500. So look, with the US indices, that's what we're looking for there. When we look at, say, I'll have a look at the DAX, which the FTSE would be much the same as well, just to give you a bit of a picture, because they're very very similar, and they also have a relationship with the Australian market as well. So we've seen the DAX come up through here, and the FTSE is the same sort of picture as well. The FTSE's at 5,900, the DAX is at the 7,400 here. There will be new highs made because this is a corrective pattern through here. But just to point out that, we're really starting to see the effects of these old highs come into play. So through the European markets, there's going to be pressure. And of course, the American markets, the Dow at 13,000 will see larger swings. We've known this for a while. The S&P 500 at 1,400. And the Australian market at the 4,500. So with the Australian market here, the ASX 200 at the 4,500 here, we normally see what normally occurs is we normally see if it doesn't have a reaction at a level, then the distance that pushes up will be the distance that it begins to move back down. So we'll see this retest into the 4,500 here shortly, and it'll work its way across here, and once we've got a correction here and we've got support here, then we can look at another leg making new highs from here. So yeah, look, it's just still working through those sort of large numbers, and the sort of flip side to all of this too is the US dollar index. And I'll just bring this up on the daily chart. So with this situation here, we know we've got an impulse wave down through here, and we know that we've got a corrective wave through here. So we know we've got this ABC correction through here. So this is a counter trend of this move coming down through here. So there's likely to be another move down. So pretty much the same sort of length as this one here, and that's where we'd be sitting this here. So so we're looking down in probably maybe not that far down into here before we see another push to the upside from here. But this track down here, as this move down through, this first wave down through here is the opposite to the Dow Jones. So in this particular case here, in this first little one down here, there'll be 5 waves in this little leg just in here. So that's what we're looking for now. And we think we've got that low in here now, as we think we've got the high in on the Dow Jones, S&P 500, and so forth. So we'll be seeing a little rally in here, back into here, and we'll have a look at this a bit closer later, just giving you the sort of bigger picture thing here, and then we'll see that next move come down through here. So this is the pullback we'll be seeing in the Dow Jones, but opposite here, of course. So look, that's the general sort of gist of all of that, and all commodities and other currencies, and that will all fall into play with that. The euro here will be doing the mirror opposite. It will be pulling back into 130 here. So that's the general picture for everything. It's reasonably easy to see. This is the Dow Jones here, looking for a little 5 waves up through here, and looking for a deeper pullback through here, an ABC correction through here. Essentially just larger swings around the 13,000 through here. So and we can see from the same with the S&P 500 as well. You can see that it's struggling a bit up through here, so we can expect a move back down through here. And the reason for that too is if we look in here, look at this little picture in through here, this topping section through here. This is the Dow Jones on a 2-minute chart. Just having a look at this just to explain a few things. This on the 2-minute chart here. Whichever way you count this, such as down for 1 and back for 2, the whole third wave down, the fourth and the fifth here. So essentially this appears to be 5 waves down. So from here we'll get some sort of ABC correction back up through here, and then another 5 down. So that would be the ABC correction that we're looking for. So yeah, that's kind of it really. So of course the ABC correction would normally pull back 61.8%, but it's I don't know, you can't really do that textbook stuff too much. You can put it there as to draw the picture or whatever, but when you're working with large numbers like this, the market tends to skew them a lot, because the large orders in big funds tend to operate around big whole round numbers and so forth. So yeah, but yeah, look, as you can see, that's the high, and we're getting this first 5 waves down through here, and this is the same with most of the indices. So it's telling us that we'll see a rally and then another 5 down. So you need to calculate that in for consideration in whatever you're doing through there. Alrighty, let's have a look at the commodities. Starting with copper, looking strong, as you can see here, and 365, 72 and 80 is part of Group 2, so we can expect corrections there. As the US dollar is still heading down, and we expect that to do a bit of a rally to come back and retest 80, so we'll see a correction here. But what this is doing, this move through here, it's starting to give us support in the resource sectors. When we look at BHP in the US there, we can see that it's still got that 72 as resistance, but if the 72 becomes support, then we know we've got a really good support coming in through here. Gann would say that when you get a triple top, it's normally the 4th time that it would move through to the upside. So let's just keep an eye on that as well. Local BHP at 34. The swings are quite wide at 34 for the last 3 months, but we'll see if it gets support. Yeah. So and then we can take the long trade off that point. But anyway. Copper's looking good, but it's going to have resistance up here. But it does offer the Australian market a stronger bias to the upside there. The oil market's dancing around the 90 there. So the other day that we're looking for a wave 4 across the 88, and then also the 89 as well, up to the 90 of course. And you can see that oil's going to follow stock pretty much most of the time. So we're going to see that. We're going to see some sort of 3-wave correction coming in here, an A and a B and a C coming in through here. Good support here. Let's see how it deals with 88. This is the arrival, the reaction. Look for support, the first high above the level, and then a larger correction across the 90 there. If support is found on 90, then that really flips it to a much more positive picture to the upside. Yeah, so that's positive. And gold as well, it's still toying with the lows here. We've put this wave 2 in here as a low point, but it really needs to stay there. As you know, this is Group 1 here. Support on top of Group 1, 1730, offers the upside, and that's the safer trade. You could, in this particular case, take it off the 1720, the 72 in this case, if it becomes support here this time. So, but just a very small position with a view of adding up here. This could easily, while this market is under the 1730, then the market is still working with the 1700 here. So it's still a part of this number here. It's not separated from this number. So just try to understand that there's just more risk doing, working lower here, but a move up through there and coming back and finding support can glean you the first sort of position there. Alrighty, let's have a look at FX. Okay, starting with the US dollar again. This is the daily chart here. This is what we're looking for here. We've got our 3-wave correction that I talked about just a moment ago, and we're looking for 5 waves down on the daily chart. So we can pretty much assume that wave 1 is pretty much in play now, and we'll be looking for wave 2 pullback through here. So a wave 2 pullback in here can probably come up to the 80-50 mark thereabouts, but we'll track the actual movement up through there. And yes, while that's pulling back up through there, then most other markets will be retracing to the downside. Once that's complete, then we'll be back on trend again, coming down through here. And it will be the 3rd wave worth catching, either to the downside here or to the upside in other markets. So that's worth remembering as well. And so just sort of drilling down in that a little bit further here. From the top little section here, we can see that we've got on the 4-hour chart here, we've got a little 5 waves to the downside. So that should be finished in here shortly, and we'll be looking for a pullback into the top of the 4th wave here, perhaps, but maybe even higher as well. It's tricky to know with the retracements. They can be anywhere really between sort of 40 and 60% odd. That's why it's more important to actually track the pattern and work with the internal wave structures of the pattern to really sort of nail it in there. But look, for all purposes, is that we're expecting a correction across the 80 here, or at least some sort of retest of this, and then further down from that point there. The euro will be doing pretty much the mirror opposite, in the sense that, we've got the weekly chart here, that's fine, which does bring me to another point too, is that we've got this weekly trend line coming through here, so that's going to, where it is now, going to put a bit of a restraint on it. But this pattern here, this ABC pattern here, this 3-wave structure here, should eventually see a new high made above here, and that's what we're sort of looking for there. But just drilling down into that, there's a few other trend lines as well with things. There's this trend line here, which I mentioned in the report this morning, cutting through here, which pretty much on the 4-hour chart takes that top there and that top there. So that's just another sort of point of resistance there. The wave structure that we've been looking at through here, as you know, is this one here. So we're looking for up for 1 and back for 2, and then we've got 5 waves to the upside, the 1, the 2, the nice long 3rd wave, the 4th wave, and the 5th wave moving up through there. And we'll be looking for a 4th wave to move back down through here. The other way to see this, of course, is the arrival, the reaction, the support, the first high above the level, and then the corrective pattern across here. The wave 4 will probably be sideways and complicated, because wave 2 here is simple and sharp, so this one will tend to drift towards complications through here. So it's not really a good trading opportunity there, so you're probably start looking for other markets while this is unfolding through here. The Australian dollar, we've got the RBA rates coming out today at 2:30, so look, that's anybody's guess as usual. But what we need to sort of point out here is that, just keeping it simple too, is that the 104 here is a real line in the sand. Because if we looked at this move coming up through here, we can see there's a nice 5 waves in here. That's nice. So that's an impulse wave. We could call this wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4 here, and then wave 5 up. We can allow for a little bit of overlap with derivatives from wave 4 here to the top of wave 1 here. But if the 104 became the resistance through here, then that would make that an A and a B and a C wave, a corrective wave, and then we'd see new lows being made below here. So that's one point. So it does appear that this little move up here is in, if we just have a closer look at that, just sort of refining it, I guess, into this point here. Need to find a chart for that now. A bit unorganized. Here we go. So this move up through here can be counted in both ways so far. It can be counted as up for 1, an A, B, C for 2, up for 3, and then coming back for 4 as an A and a B or C, or some type of corrective pattern for a wave 4 here, and then wave 5 to the upside. If we get 5 waves, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, then we'll get a correction, and then we'll get another 5. So if we get 5 here, then we'll get another 5, and we'll be pushing to the upside. But this can also be counted as a corrective wave in terms of an A and a B and a C wave here. So if that's the case, this wave here, if this comes down too far and overlaps this, then it would be a corrective pattern. So we could say that, just to make it sort of real sort of clean and clear, so to speak, if the 104.10 here became the retested resistance, then we can call in this pattern a bearish pattern, and then we'd be making new lows below here. We could probably even do it from the 104.20 as well if it retested it properly and found resistance there. But these are points where you can add positions here, add more here, and then add more under the 104, so building a position to the downside. The flip side to this is to the upside. If you get support on the 104.30, a nice support on that, then you go to the long side from there. So 104.30, you're long. 104.20 as resistance, which is probably going to be the case. Then you start looking at a short position with stops above here, above the 30, and looking to add to these positions here because you want to be going lower through here. All that said and done, the RBA rates coming out can pretty much do anything pretty sharply. So if you're trading at 230, make sure you've got all your orders in the market to capture and protect all positions in the market. Alrighty, well, that's it. With the robo method, with the robo stuff we got out there, I'll just put the stops in the normal place, but you may want to protect positions a bit tighter. So maybe locking in profits because you know that there's going to be some sort of correction in the markets there. Alrighty, that's it. So look, we've moved up to Blackheath. We've done the 60-hour makeover. We've moved, we've painted, we've floored, and we've moved in. It will take us a day to get a little bit organised, but we're here now. So that also means that we don't have our landline number as well. We'll get the phone on here in a few days, but mobile and email. And apologies for not answering all emails. Just been a little bit hectic, but we'll get back on track. And thanks for bearing with us as well. Alrighty, well, good morning and good luck.